Get rid of the pillows, as we always do here on the George Benson Football Channel. Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson Football Channel, the place where we talk about Chelsea Football Club. We turn off fans so that they don't disrupt audio. Give me a second. Gives me like a 10-minute window where I can still speak to you without dying of heat exhaustion. The coronavirus, yeah? It's serious. I don't know that much about it. I'm actually going to be doing a video where... Right then, let's see if I can book my flight. Oh wait, no, let me just check Chelsea Twitter, make sure there's nothing funny going on. Chelsea FC. Our Champions League round of 16, second leg away to Bayern Munich next week will take place behind closed doors. Chelsea versus Bayern, the second leg, was meant to be the return of the match vlogs. You know those things that you keep asking me to do, but I've not been doing because I've been in Bali and I can't just fly back for one game. And I also can't be in London right now for a certain reason that I'm not going to talk about in today's video. The Chelsea-Bayern game was meant to be the big return. It was meant to be going to Munich. We've got this dream of like coming over this crazy deficit, which was a 3-0 home first leg defeat, to win 5-0 in Munich. It was just a dream. I bought into it. It can't happen anymore because of the flipping coronavirus, a virus that began in Wuhan, China. This is going to be the most like basic background for those of you that have been living under a rock who have no idea what the coronavirus is. Basically, it's spreading, not quite like wildfire. There is an ever so slight, like, dramatic effect being portrayed from the media. And I saw this on Instagram, and I thought I'd put it in my video as well, because quite frankly, there's a lot of truth in the statement that is on your screen right now, away from football. I know you're not here for me to be like telling you the news about the coronavirus. We're here to talk about Chelsea, and we will be talking about Chelsea in today's video. But it is frustrating. It was meant to be the big return, but I'm now going to be staying out here for a little bit longer. So April will be the return of the match vlogs on the George Benson Football Channel. That being said, do I think that the game being played behind closed doors gives Chelsea a bit of added impetus, a bit of added incentive? And could it make Bayern a little bit worried because, you know, they thought job was done, came to Stamford Bridge, they won 3-0, and then they go back and have all of their fans in the Allianz Arena making a bit of a racket? That's not going to be the case anymore. It's closed doors for Chelsea fans, but on the flip side of the coin, it's also closed doors for the Bayern Munich fans. And we're also talking about a Chelsea side who've actually started to play some really good football. I'm not saying that we've suddenly started playing on the same level as Bayern Munich. We haven't got to that level yet, and I think the thing with Bayern, if we take it back to that game, was that we established that they've got the depth all over the field where they necessarily don't need to have a full-strength team because they've got players that can come in who are just as good. They've got players that can come off the bench to change the dynamic of the game, and they're also very interchangeable with the way that they actually line up on the pitch, and they just tactically destroyed Chelsea. Strength-wise, destroyed Chelsea, scored more goals. It's pretty much the fundamentals of football. Bayern Munich are a different level. However, this does change things pretty dramatically. We saw Spurs get knocked out by Leipzig, had to go over it, 4-0 aggregate defeat. That final seems like a long way away last summer now, doesn't it? But Spurs are out. You got Atalanta, who beat Valencia 8-4, been beaten by Valencia at Stamford Bridge. Those two sides are teams in the quarterfinals of the Champions League where Chelsea have got to be looking at this thinking there is an opportunity. If you can get a favourable draw this season, Real Madrid look like they're going to be going out. Liverpool versus Atletico is tonight. Liverpool might be going out. We've beaten Atletico Madrid before. I know that I'm just like starting a hype train here with no real like credibility whatsoever, but I'm honestly, despite my frustrations, because I wanted to be going to Munich for this game, I wanted it to be my big return to Europe, big return for the match vlogs, for the GBFC channel and all that jazz. Could this be a little hidden blessing in disguise for Chelsea? We know that we've got the ability on the pitch, and I think that sometimes this season, it could have been atmospheres that might have intimidated some of these young players, particularly at Stamford Bridge. We've been good away from home, playing under hostile atmospheres. We went to Ajax, there was a good atmosphere there. We were relatively good, but we weren't the better team in the game away at Valencia. And we went to Lille, which was also an intimidating atmosphere, and got a good result. But with Bayern Munich, when the caliber just goes up like 3 or 4 notches, for them to not have that roaring German support behind them, I just feel as though Chelsea could go into this and play with a freedom that we may not necessarily have seen us do in the Champions League this season. Yes, we've gone away to Ajax and won. We've gone to Valencia and got a draw. We went to Lille and won as well. The performances weren't as free-flowing, let's say, as, say, the game away at Wolves or the game at home to Everton that we just saw last week. So if we're talking about momentum, Chelsea's starting to gain a little bit of momentum now. Going into this game against Bayern Munich, of course, we've got to win the game this weekend, and that's certainly not going to be easy. Going into this one against Bayern, you know, there's a little bit more optimism now from me, considering the game is being played behind closed doors. I know that it's a huge deficit to overturn, and it is going to take something of gargantuan proportions to overturn a 3-0 lead, and even though the game's being played behind closed doors, it doesn't mean that we start playing against robots who haven't been programmed to understand what we're doing. We're playing against Bayern with some of the best players in Europe, some of the best players in the world. That's not going to change. The only thing I'm thinking, no fans, freedom, it's a free hit. No one in the Chelsea fan base is actually expecting us to go there and go through. It's a case of, even if I flew to Munich, I'd be going there to drink the beer and to support the boys, but like hoping that we could damage limitate things, you know. I don't think we're going to go through. Something to work with here. I want to know what you guys have to think about this. I know today's video is a little bit shorter, but do you think there is any benefit, despite the frustrations for fans of having booked flights and hotels? The coronavirus is something that, you know, the world doesn't want it to be here. You could have conspiracy theories to say that it was created and it's all like, we're not even going to entertain that in today's video. That's not what we're here for. And it is for safety measures for the masses of people that could potentially start triggering widespread pandemics across Europe and across the world. So I understand the reasoning behind the cancellations, but it is frustrating for fans that, well, I hadn't actually booked my flight yet. I was leaving it to the last minute because I've actually noticed like a dip in flight prices because of the coronavirus. So as someone who used to make travel videos, I thought it was like a sensible thing for me to wait, because sometimes it's better to book early, sometimes it's better to book late. With the coronavirus, the game's been called off. There are games being called off left, right and centre. I think Italy is not going to be having any games played with fans until April, as some geezer driving like a loony bin outside the front gate. But let me know what you think about it. Is there any footballing benefit to the coronavirus stopping fans being in this game for Chelsea? Let me know what you think about that in the comments down below. And if I broke the news to you because you don't have social media or you've not been watching the news, but you've been waiting for the GBFC video about whether the game's on, the game's on, but it's not going to have any fans in it. So don't go booking your flights to Munich unless you just want to go there for the party. I do know a few boys that are still going out there just to get on the beers. That's still possible. They're not going to ban people from entering Munich. So if you did want to go and do that at this moment in time, you can do so. I don't believe that flights have been banned, but you won't be able to go into the Allianz Arena, which is a little bit of a shame, but maybe it's also a hidden blessing before we start to become memes like Arsenal and Spurs. And here's me today making this video saying maybe it's actually of a benefit to Chelsea. I don't know. I just have this feeling. I don't know. I don't want to keep talking about it because I just get rinsed on social media when I do. But I just have a little inclination. I just do. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Subscribe to the George Benson Football channel if you're new around here and you haven't done so already. There will be a brand new video out tomorrow. Stay tuned for that. I'll catch you all later. Bye-bye.